Three friends are on a 400-mile road trip from their university to the Grand Mesa National Forest, Colorado. But on their journey, they face incidents they can never forget. Starting from the old man they met at gas station to taking the wrong turn and hitting a deer in the woods. Their journey had thrown them only challenges. But it was just the tip of the iceberg. The incidents that happened later were no less than serving a taste of true terror. Noah found an old wristwatch in the forest where their car broke. Meanwhile, Stephen got a view of a creature with fiery red eyes. In the evening, their car exploded, which they survived by sheer luck. Things weren't yet over when they finally made it to an old abandoned wooden house amidst the Colorado forest. At night, they all had some near-death experiences which left the sleepless fellows to inspect the house to its fullest. They found a hidden tunnel in the basement that opened a small dusty room in which they found a journal describing some incidents from the past 30 years ago precisely. It was mentioned that 4 people came to Grand Mesa for a tribal documentary when they lost one of their men. Later, they came to know that the group wasn't a tribal at all and their friend got killed by them. Eventually, they also got trapped and were getting executed, naming it a sacrifice. They all die fighting with the cult members, but managed to finish their group at the end. The writer of the journal documented it and made a symbol to warn future people, but eventually dies because of severe blood loss.
Welcome to Grey World. It's not black and white, it's all grey. Here we bring you stories of horror, suspense, and thrill. Grab a seat and brace yourself for a journey into the dark and unknown. So, welcome to today's story, A Night at Grand Mesa.
They finished reading the journal, which was an absolute thrill of a reading. Stephen took it with him. This diary is gold. We don't do justice if it's left here to rot.
Everything is becoming clear now. This was the house they were talking about. And this was the room what they used for execution. This is underground and gets opened by a wooden part above.
Yes. When I saw the backyard from my room above, I saw some whitish thing in the forest. It wasn't clear because of the trees in the front of it. Maybe that was the cave they were talking about, because we entered the house from the front. We couldn't see it.
These clothes, see the white one with 2 holes? If I'm not wrong, this was the leaders. I mean the senior, and these violet ones are the other members. The blood is evidence of the fight.
Is that John's skull that got hit by a blunt object behind his head? Because the skull was fractured at the back.
And how all this ended up here in the chamber. He died back in the cave and even they fought above the floor. Everyone died when Fred left the house, so who cleaned the mess and dumped everything here? Because even Fred couldn't survive much longer.
So there must be someone left who did all this. And what about the mess happening right now with us?
Guys, we'll see those later. Let's leave this room now. I'm suffocating. This shit being underground lacks oxygen. Couple of minutes more in this dust, we'll end up with John here.
They were going to the door when a sound came. They quickly looked at the other side of the room and found a dark black cat with shivering cold green eyes. It disappeared behind the drawers in a corner.
Oh, how did that get in?
To their shock, they found the door locked from the outside. Chris tried with his full force, but all in vain. Then they all tried to pull it somehow, but couldn't move an inch. Meanwhile, the suffocation increased, and they consumed more oxygen as a result of panic.
Noah, I'm not feeling well. My head's feeling dizzy.
And he fainted on the floor. Chris and Noah made the same fate and collapsed on the ground. In his half sense, Noah listened.
Uh, what's this? Noah, stop it! Oh! Chris woke up to some water splashing on his face. He saw some blurry faces. Gradually, it became clearer, and the first person he recognized, the old man from the gas station. His appearance changed a little bit since their last encounter. This time, he had a violet dress on him. Chris became clueless about when he appeared and how it all happened. Stephen and Noah were sitting just beside him. It was clear they got up minutes ago.
Hey, young man, you all right?
Ah, a little bit. We were in that room, right? Yes, the room.
If all were going to get sacrificed, you've been down there for some more minutes.
Yes, but how did you. What happened down there? What's all this happening?
Yes, because of the last thing I remember, we were suffocating down there in the room, and that's it. It became dark after that.
Wait. I know you have a lot in your mind. Let me start from the beginning.
The old man said and started with his story.
30 years ago, there was the same night as of today. It was the same stars that guided me here. You know, long before, here in this deep forest of the Grand Mesa, there lived a community, hidden in the tribals. I was one of the members.
What community?
We were a group of people who survived the World War II Holocausts. The world has never been nice to us. Hitler, the mad dictator, killed our people like ants. The hell was real. I was a 3-year-old child when this happened, back in 1943. My mother managed to escape with me on her shoulder, but never made it. She handled my responsibility to a very trustable person with whom I grew up. He was the leader of a community back then who were trying to protect their family amongst this mess the world created. He kept me hidden from the world's eyes and took us all the way to here. Legends say that he had to enter America from the Mexican side. Somehow kept this identity hidden and made it to the deep forest, which locality is called the Grand Mesa.
They were astonished and kept listening to the old chap's story.
Days and years passed, and I grew up with them. There wasn't my mother with me. In fact, most of the people died on the road. They already had lost their health in Germany. Our community had a couple of men when we came here. Some of them managed to move to cities after the war finished, and the rest remained here. I see I don't have much time to explain what made us us, but I am going to tell what you are facing. You know, our community has its own religious belief. Some practices were normal, but some were violent. I was never much enthusiastic about all of this, and they also didn't force me to do anything. But being grown up with them, I saw it all. They performed a brutal ritual every couple of years, actually 5 years, and sacrificed people with Nazi origins. Their practices, well, what the modern world calls black magic. I really never took an interest in their culture. Days pass, and I was witnessing more and more deaths. The man who rescued me, people called him Senior. He tried to teach me all those though.
He paused and took a deep breath to continue.
30 years ago, a group of 4 people came into this forest for some camera work. One of their guys got into our hands and got killed. Later, the rest got captured too. And then...
Wait. I think we know what happened next.
You know? How?
Chris told him in short about the diary and what they faced since stepping into the forest.
Ah, yes, the diary. How can I forget it? I'm telling you what's not written there. As I was there when it all happened. On the day of the sacrifice, at the midnight, the senior told me to go to the river and get some holy water for the ritual. Meanwhile, he and the other men planned to wake them up and prepare for the sacrifice. I went to the river and didn't know what happened back there. When I returned, I saw the guy. What name did you say? Yes, Steven. He was lying dead beneath the tree just outside. I took his body with the diary and came back to this house just to find a massacre. It didn't take me much to realize that a fight broke out at the last moment, killing all the people present. I quickly realized that I had to go, put these bodies into graves and cleaned up the mess. Tried to remove all traces of the group from the house and the cave also. I removed their clothes and dumped those in the underground chamber. Also hid the diary below there so that no one finds it afterward. I didn't want the world to know about our dark practices. I don't have much time, so keeping it short. After dumping those bodies, I breathed a sigh of relief. As the community was finished, it's not like that I wanted them dead, but I wanted freedom from this life. I saw opportunity, left the forest, came to the city in a hope to start a new life. But without any formal education, I couldn't do much. Couple of years of struggle, and then I managed to open up a gas station in the Colorado. The one you saw there.
But what do all these have to do with us? Why stupid things are happening to us?
Because the curse isn't over yet. I thought it has gone, with the people resting in peace in their graves. But I was wrong. The ghostly spirits weren't satisfied. They demanded sacrifice, but got obstacles in the process. That's why once in 5 years, they get active and try to hunt people they want. It was the same night 30 years ago when they were getting killed. And you ended up here by luck. Fate took you here. You took the wrong turn and ended up where you shouldn't be in the first place. The things you were facing, performed by those evil spirits, were bloodthirsty. It was their plan not to kill you in the car blast, but to slowly lead you to the goddamn house, which was their origin, and then kill you by suffocating in the underground chamber. And you fell for the trap. When you guys arrived at my gas station, I sensed something. Even though I almost forgot all the sins, something stuck in my mind. After you left, I had gone through all those dates and quickly realized you may get into some trouble. Somehow managed a car a couple of hours later and started my journey into the Grand Mesa. On the road, I found your broken car, and then it didn't take much to realize where you could have gone from this point. I found the house, saw some footsteps, and confirmed. Then found you fainted below the basement.
He was gasping after saying all this. Clearly, he wasn't in good health after all.
As I said, I don't have much time left. I need to end this curse soon. Before sunrise, as stated in the book, if the sacrifices had to be done before sunrise, this had to be too. I wish I had more time with you, young man, but I don't. Yes, I'm the last living member of our group that created this mess, and I have to finish it myself. Had I not gone for some water that day, I would have been dead too. But the Almighty may have this plan. Maybe I was kept alive to put an end to this myself.
Then he asked Noah to bring some fire and wood from outside. It wasn't a difficult task. The whole house was surrounded by this. The old man lit up some fire. Upon his order, Chris opened the lid of the underground chamber. The old chap went down to the room with the fire in his hand.
After that, they witnessed a show of a lifetime, something they had never experienced and will never do. From the above, they couldn't see much of the room as the staircase took a bend, but the light from the fire created a magical experience of light and shadow and kept the room heated.
The old guy started chanting something, not very clear from above, and he forbade them from coming below. After a while, the chanting increased. Suddenly, he lit up the whole room. The furniture was set on fire first, and it quickly swallowed the whole room. The old man tried to leave, but could not. The fire spread like lightning fast and ate everything on its way to quench its thirst. They saw some absolute form of horror. Two hands from the fire rose up and grabbed the legs of the old man and dragged him back into the fire, burning him to death. The creature whose hand it was wasn't visible from the bend, but the shadow they saw dried their blood. The fume coming from the burning room, coupled with the man's shout and his chanting, took their breath away.
Being a wooden house, the fire was quickly spreading. In no time, it touched the above basement and was spreading like wildfire. They left the house and ran past it, and this time entered the backyard. Stephen left with the diary in hand. That was the only thing he managed to keep with him from the cursed house. They remembered the curse that was written in the diary.
Whoever puts an obstacle in the ritual of sacrifice dies a horrific death.
This time, it was the old man who saved them, and he met his destiny. The house was burning behind them. The flames were gobbling the whole wooden architecture from one end to another. This time it turned up like absolute beauty as the devil was burning down to its ashes. In front of them, they saw the sunrise. It was still under the horizon.
A couple of steps ahead, they found the cave they were talking about, but decided not to enter that, as no good things happened there. As soon as the car got discovered with its key, by which the old man appeared, they breathed a sigh of relief and got into the car. After a long time, they saw a ray of hope of leaving the forest. The night has not been nice to them. On their way, after 5 minutes, they found a broken abandoned car with a big heavy camera in it. They stopped for a while and realized the matter. It was the car mentioned in the diary by which the four had appeared 30 years ago in the forest. The car had lost its paint long ago, and its parts are almost dusted.
What a misery they met! Probably at this point they got off their car and went with the tribe to their cave. And we very well know the rest. The game fate plays with these people. After a while, they discovered the river, which was accompanying them on the whole journey. They splashed some water on their faces and got freshened up.
Hey guys, what to do with this journal? Are you thinking the same?
Hmm, I think that would be the correct thing to do. We have to immerse this here.
The first rays of sunlight lit up the eastern sky. It pleasantly touched the soothing voice of the flowing river, creating a heavenly atmosphere. The Colorado mountains welcomed the rising sun with its snow covered tip turning golden red. By the time the fumes from the burning house lowered to the point of extinction, and dust and ashes took their place, the night took away even the last trace of the terror with it. The violence was gone, the destruction stopped, and a calm nature covered the whole forest. They all agreed that there is no need to unleash a new horrific past in the world, as even the last trace of the tribals is no more. There was no clear instruction in the diary about what to do with it, as it was to avert the travelers from the cult society. But as the old man said, the world has seen enough. They all thanked the Almighty for giving them a chance to witness the limitless potential of what some unstoppable forces of nature can offer. The things they had gone through in a night were beyond the boundaries of myth and legends. The stage of Colorado was bloodbathed with the soul-crushing epic drama that was played 30 years ago. On one night, they realized how insignificant they are in front of the invincible. Bow down to the nature, bow down to the Creator. Long live the Grand Mesa. Long live the legends and all those countless sacrifices that led them to their destiny. Some stories are better unpublished. Stephen took the diary and slowly left it on the water. The stream did the rest. It floated, taking away all those negativity, sorrow, pain, bloodshed, and curses with it. The truth, the myth, and the legends are all going to the point of no return with the river. It was getting smaller and smaller to become a point on the horizon before starting its journey to the infinite.
Hey people, that is it for today. Tell us in the comment section, how did you like the last and final episode of A Night at Grand Mesa? And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Grey World. And see you guys in the next story. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.